My name's Owen. I'm the Dungeon Master of our Return of the Giants campaign.
Hey guys, I'm Jared. I'm playing the character of Krasus, Antares, a Astral Elf Wizard.
Hi everybody, I'm Michael. I'm playing Tetra Knight, Circle Stars Druid.
Hi, my name's Claire. I am playing Nauthiz, or Now, who is a Dwarven Forged fighter.
Hi, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Lyra, the Eladrin Druid.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Niles Silverwind, the monk Owlin.
Hi guys, my name's Simon. I'm playing the character of Ember. He wants to be a master of wildfire, but does he have the skills to be best one?
Hi, I'm Dave. My character is Harry Harrington the Harengon, a roguish merchant with a heart of gold.
Hello!
Hello!
Hello! Oh my goodness. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Lost Archives. Welcome back for our Return of the Giants campaign. It's so lovely to see you. After a week off, we are ready and raring to go with the best and most favoured homebrew 5th edition campaign of Evolving Giants that there is right now. We are very excited to be jumping. Citation needed on that last bit. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you back and to see your lovely faces here. If you're joining us live, massive thank you. For those of you listening to it recorded on YouTube or on the podcast, again, thank you so much for making it through to episode 16. It's lovely to have you here. Now, we're going to do a recap to get us back into the zone. Obviously, it's been a week since we last played, so I've got a really good recap to get us ready and get us back into the headspace for the session. The thing I will say is we do have a community encounter that has been... some channel points were spent last session on a community encounter, which you can do if you watch us live. You can earn channel points to summon monsters, NPCs, give advantage, disadvantage, and coming soon to the channel point system is a wild magic surge, which you can also summon for points, which I will be adding in the near future, so stay tuned for that. But we do have a community encounter that has been summoned by Brune Brassax that is going to be coming in this session, so look out for that. It's a pretty funny one. I'm excited to see what you guys do with it. It should be good. I don't think there's any news I had to share from this week, apart from the fact that there should be no more interruptions to our sessions, even though I do still have a couple more conferences on over the next few weeks that are sort of continually occurring one week after the other. These ones only impact my spare time, i.e. my weekends. So yeah, fantastic, right? So we won't be losing any more sessions of D&D. It was just last week's. The only other thing I should say, Simon is unable to join us tonight. He is out at a birthday event for one of his family, so he's unable to join us tonight. I will play the character of Ember for tonight's session, and hopefully, I'll try my best to keep Ember on the outskirts of too much contention occurring during the session, so that I don't do anything Simon wouldn't. And that's all the fun announcements I have to share. Anything fun for anyone else to share? No, looks like it's just been a week. Just been a week.
We do have a supermoon tonight, so...
Oh yeah, supermoon tonight.
Oh, nice. So when this finishes, I'll
massive.
grow more hair on my body, my teeth will get even longer, and I'll go run out and just move on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm right with you, buddy.
I would absolutely do that, but in the mountains, I'm kind of half afraid I actually would meet a werewolf up here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I often do head down to those mountain ranges to hunt when I am in my werewolf form, so it's probably safest if you do stay inside. Do you want me to stop by and say hi, or arr, as I come out the front? Like,
yeah, sure. Well, I reckon I got some meat. I'll just...
Sweet. No. Can we just confirm? Last time you threw me the chuck steak. I'm not into that. I want, like, you're going to throw me raw meat out the window. Can it at least be Aldi Porterhouse?
Things we do for you, Owen.
I know.
No, you want that Cole's carbon neutral.
Because that's when I'm a werewolf, like, I'm not in control of myself anymore, like a threat to everyone around me. That's what I'm focused on, is like, how can I make sure I limit my carbon paw print?
Indeed,
yeah.
True. Actually, up in the mountains, we do get a lot of kangaroo meat up here.
Oh yeah.
Health is better for you.
I like it. I like a bit of kangaroo.
Sustainable as well.
Yeah. The tails afterwards are quite good to gnaw on. It helps me keep my werewolf teeth clean, so it's perfect.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, kangaroo tail is a delicacy in Central Australia. Like, yeah.
It's delicious.
You like fridges, and they have like frozen lines of tails everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's good.
So when you're in the red heart of Australia and you say you're going to do a line, it means something very different to where it means in the rest of the world. Apparently, according to Dave. And that's a true fact from Dave about Australia. Thanks, Dave, for that one. Do you have any other true facts for us?
Struth, mate. They'll come out throughout the stream, surely.
Sweet.
Oh my gosh, can we have a segment called Truth with David?
What was that? Sorry, Claire?
Can we have a segment called Truth with Dave?
Struth with Dave.
You just drop some Aussie facts on us.
Yeah.
I'd be up for that. That sounds awesome. Podcast name. Yeah, we should change it to Struth with Dave. Or like facts off a hot tin roof. You know, it's like a cat off a hot tin roof. It's like a fact off a hot tin roof for Dave.
That's good.
Thank you. I look.
Dave and the Barbie.
Yeah, nice. I can see we've got some workshopping to do before we release this spin-off series, but we'll get back to you on that one. Now, let me do a quick recap to get us into the headspace for tonight, so we can actually do some D&D. Otherwise, we're going to spend the entire evening making up facts about Australia, otherwise known as lies. The Tempest Adventuring Guild, a name now legendary across the lands of Nostea, have formed a brand new team. Lyra, Tetra, Niles, Nauthiz, and Krasus have been sent to the nearby settlement of Laspire to locate the hill giant fort recently seen flying overhead in the nearby area. Teaming up with Harry, a travelling Harengon merchant, and Ember, a Firbolg Druid, the group have travelled deep into a cave network to locate and rescue the captured villagers from the town. With the assistance of Balthazar, a mage from Oxenfurt, the team were able to portal the villagers out of harm's way while they faced off against the cultists and their leader, a white crystal Genasi Kavanus, who was eerily similar in appearance to Tetra. After an extremely tense battle, the team were victorious, managing to slay Kavanus despite taking some heavy damage themselves. Just as the team began to search for clues of what the cult had been doing near Laspire, the damaged giant relic implanted into Kavanus seemed to activate, causing the matching implants to begin pulsing on the hands of each of our team. Once again, finding themselves experiencing the events of the past in the forms of giants, the group were reliving the gifting of land to elven refugees. In fact, they were actually the ones given the task of determining which giant clan was to give up territory to these elves. After some discussion and back and forth about what to do, the team travelled with Sinmari to meet with the elves and learned a little of their struggles in the Feywild. Deciding to see what they could do to influence events in their present, the group began to share information regarding the future and their situation with Loki and Sinmari. Stretched to its limits, the simulation they were experiencing began to fall apart, revealing a being resembling a giant-formed archivist to be the driving force behind these, let's call them memories. The team learned that Archivist had been created to link the giant clans together, as well as run complex simulations of the world to help predict future events. However, at some point before the giant's disappearance, he had been disconnected and turned off by Sinmari. With the simulation restarting, the group made their decision about where to house the elves and found themselves awakening back in the present. And that is where we left off, as all of you come to consciousness lying down outside the cave network, right next to your covered wagon. Many of the villagers still huddled around, having helped carry some of you through the arcane gateway Balthazar had summoned, and Balthazar gently slapping Krasus awake to try and bring him back to consciousness is where we left off last session. As you all awaken, sort of slowly sit up, you still have this very strong feeling of almost like a sense of deja vu occurring. For about the first sort of 2-3 minutes when you wake up, you can't shake the feeling that you've lived this before. And there's a feeling of unfamiliarity. As you go to stand, you feel far shorter than you should. Things seem so much larger than they feel like they should feel all around you. And it takes about 2 or 3 minutes for that effect to start wearing off before you begin to feel more like yourselves once again. Balthazar turns towards you as you all sort of like look a bit befuddled. Well, I managed to get all of the townsfolk out. We weren't sure what happened. All of you just simultaneously fainted or passed out or something weird happened. I tried to wake you, but I was unable. And when I tried to sort of speak into your minds, I sensed only nothing. I sensed nothing. It was very bizarre.
I think we had a shared hallucination of some sort.
It wasn't me.
But your minds were not. Forgive me. It's like your consciousness, your mind, your essence, as it were, wasn't there. I couldn't sense you. Your bodies were living, but I normally, if someone is asleep or in a hallucination or unconscious or other form of rest, their mind is still there, and I can still speak into it using magic. But yours, it was very strange. I sensed a powerful energy emanating from your hands and the devices you have implanted there. Do you mind if I ask what those are?
Oh, yeah. We got these ages ago.
And by ages, it was like yesterday.
Yeah, ages ago.
It seems like a long time ago, actually, when you think about it. It has been a long time.
And are these, was this a voluntary thing? Like, what do these do? I must confess, I've not seen items like these before.
We believe that this is most likely giant tech, Balthazar. We touched some sort of artifact, and it sort of assimilated with us, and ever since we've been experiencing strange phenomenon, such as just now.
We were alive.
I was much taller.
Oh my! Well, this all sounds very interesting. Are you? Forgive me. When we're back in more civilized lands, I might see if I can have a moment alone with you lot to figure out if I might be able to learn anything about these from you. But perhaps now's not the best time. As he looks around the glade and sees all the villagers like huddled around, looking out at the forest, sort of a little bit fearful.
That sounds like a good idea. And perhaps when we're back in civilization, we could perhaps see if Lockie is free. Perhaps we could speak to him about this. Obviously, he has some experience with giants, so might be a good idea.
Oh yes, well, if you're going to learn about potential giant technology, seems a good place to start to talk to some actual giant technology.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Well, what did you want to do now? Should we take these lovely, fine people back to Laspire, or what was your plan next?
Well, there's not a lot in Laspire for him to go back to at the moment.
We still need to shut down that.
He's mechanical sphere thing.
Still full of ants.
I suppose the area that we're here in now, I mean, as much as it probably holds some negative connotations with the townspeople, it seems like it may be the best place for them to stay for the time being.
It's true. We did kill everybody here.
Unless your teleportation spells can go a bit further, we could probably, after a good night's sleep, maybe you could get them back to a city or somewhere, sort of a bit more fortified.
Yes, I could attempt to cast a teleportation circle that links back to the university. My only fear is I don't know if I'll be able to transport everyone. To have a teleportation circle that's linked would take me a year to cast, which I don't think is the best use of our time.
Oh, could we contact the guild in Mira, and maybe if they've got one of the flying ships, like they could come pick everyone up, like a giant Uber.
Yes. I could.
What?
Like a giant what?
A giant ride-sharing transportation.
I thought an Uber was a giant bird.
Well, I mean, I guess we could do that. I could try and contact them. I could transport myself back, and maybe any old and infirm townsfolk who might benefit from some comforts outside of the wild and out of the elements. While if the rest of the townsfolk wanted to travel back to they were mentioning something about a logging camp when I was bringing them through. Perhaps if we could set them up there. While you lots deal with whatever it is in the city.
Sounds like a plan.
Make sure that the logging camp is secure first, though, I think. I'd hate to sort of send them back into, out of the fire and into the frying pan.
Yeah, we had eyes on the logging camp yet? I'm not sure if we have.
No,
Perhaps
you guys haven't travelled through there.
Perhaps, I agree with Lyra. I think perhaps we should head that way and make sure there aren't any stray cultists hanging about.
It's a good idea.
How many of them are there, sorry?
Townsfolk? A rough head count, as you just sort of briefly look over, but sort of somewhere between 40 and 48 people.
Oh, wow. Okay. It checks out, I guess. It was a pretty big city. Like, Lespire wasn't small.
Yeah, and you know that this isn't everyone. This is just the people who fled into the forest. The others, I mean, the townsfolk kind of scattered out the front gates. A large contingency went into the forest. The rest of them, you have no idea where they went.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
I will actually say, as you guys are kind of discussing this and bringing this up, and as Lyra sort of does like a little like count over, there's a moment of quiet as the villagers kind of hush their chatter, and striding through the middle of them is a half-orc. I should say a Maloran orc. He is 6.5 feet tall, greying hair pulled back into a very elegant ponytail, dressed in quite fine clothing, not designed to be out in the wilds. And as he steps up, you watch as he like stretches his back a little bit, looks over and goes, "Right, so what's the deal? Thanks for rescuing us for a start, but what's going on? Who are you lot?"
We were sent by the guild.
Hello! The Tempest Guild. Niles
Right.
Silverwind, at your service. We were just discussing what we were going to do next. We were thinking that perhaps we would secure the logging site properly, and maybe you lot could go there. Or the other option is we wait for someone to come pick you up. We have contacts in the guild that may be able to facilitate that, but don't know how long that will take. Did you have any suggestions, perhaps? Who might I be speaking to? You,
Arkash. Friends call me Ark. I think the logging camp sounds like a good idea. If we could set up a temporary base there, I'm guessing the town is still inaccessible, those creatures still swarming over it.
That's what we're going to be dealing with next.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, we've already dealt with some of them, but there's some pretty nasty critters there that we want to try and get rid of before we bring you back.
Indeed. Well, perhaps if we could set up a temporary base at the logging camp. Have you had any luck finding the rest of us? I count a number of us here, but there's still, I haven't seen the Reeve. There's a number of people I don't see among our numbers who weren't captured with us.
That's a good point.
Mr. Library pretty much directed us straight here with, is it Sylvia? Silva?
Cynthia.
Cynthia. That's the one.
Yeah, Cynthia.
I mean, she was, captured with you guys, and so as soon as she sort of had us down, we sort of figured main priority right there.
No, and I appreciate that. I think, from what I can tell, it looks like we were in the most immediate danger. But I am concerned that we are halved in number. I know they escaped the town. I saw some of them leave and run towards the north, but I haven't. They didn't come with us into the forest. You've not seen any trace of anyone else?
North of the town or north of here?
North of the town. They didn't come with us. You have to understand, most people are not used to seeing danger.
We didn't go north. We didn't.
No.
We have no idea. Sorry.
Perhaps I'll gather some of the other braver amongst our numbers. Some of the other woodsmen. We can head out and see what we can find. Maybe do an advanced scouting trip, and then if we run into any trouble, we'll come back and report. Hopefully the others are just camped out somewhere in the woods to the north. But if not, we'll at least have a lay of the land that we can report back to you lot and to the guild if your friends are coming.
Be careful not to spread yourselves too thin. I mean, you don't want to sort of leave the logging encampment completely unguarded if, we think we've got most of the cultists, but I'm concerned that, if one of them was off having lunch somewhere or...
No, that's probably wise. I'll I'll just take a small group with me. Small group can travel quicker, avoid detection, and I have some tricks up my sleeve if we are to scout ahead.
I'm gonna look him up and down. Is he? Do I know this? Is he the guy who ran the bar, the tavern?
That's a good question. I'm not sure if you would know. Do you want to give it a... Because he wasn't there when you arrived in the town, obviously.
No,
so
but I wasn't sure if Mr. Library had mentioned.
Do you want to make a quick history check for me?
Yeah, good idea.
I was also wondering if it'd be possible to do a...
4.
I don't fucking know.
Niles, this dude must be someone important. I mean, he's talking to you lot. I would say Niles, with your 4, the way he carries himself, he might be an adventurer. Maybe he's from a guild. With your 4.
Yeah. Okay.
I was wondering, could I do an insight check? Because like he's speaking with like a lot of bravado, but like I'm not sure if it is just bravado and he's just sort of, yes, I am manly man.
No, that's very fair. Yeah, do you want to make an insight check? Absolutely. Anyone else? How's everyone else doing? Is there anything else you want? Nice. Lyra, this is a man speaking with a lot of confidence. You do not detect any hint of bravado, any hint of boasting. If anything, he is very calmly and casually stating something that he believes to be a complete and utter fact.
Okay. So like a bit of confident then, like.
Yeah, seems very confident in his abilities.
Don't mind me asking, who were you in the village? I mean, you're clearly still here, but you speak like you've got a lot of experience in this kind of endeavors.
I've lived a life before I came here. In the village, I am a hunter. Travel out into the wilds, gather food, but that's not what I always was. I've lived a life before I came here for some quiet. Let me put it that way.
Seems like the occurrence in the village caught you off guard. I'm just like observing his clothing because I'm like a hunter would be wearing this. Yeah. Yes,
it did. I was at a party.
Oh.
Did we get your captain one card?
Yeah, unfortunately, I was caught without my weapons, any of my gear, and fortunately, it seems my house had been destroyed in the initial wave of attack of these creatures. I decided to focus on getting people out rather than trying to recover my items.
Bugger.
Could Harry do an insight check? If I were to tackle him right now, how much chance would I have?
Sure. Yeah, I'd say that's an insight check or a, I guess, insight or perception.
Yeah.
Your choice. Natural 20.
Oh, damn.
Harry, if you were to tackle this man, you would be a small bunny clinging to a large oaken tree trunk.
Oh, he's tough. He's tough.
So I wouldn't be able to use my dexterity to like out-grapple him in like a judo.
I mean, you could grapple him in a judo kind of hold, but he would continue standing there, unaffected by your dexterity, given clearly this dude being like, I mean, as you look at him, as he just sort of shifts his position slightly, you watch one of his biceps just gently increase in width, about the same width as your head.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So like, do you have any weapons now? If you need people,
I took some from the cultists inside, those elemental fucks. And he reaches around and pulls up a trident that he then places down on the ground in front of him that he's holding.
Where did you pull that from? I didn't. Oh my! Oh my! You're full of surprises. Actually, if you don't mind me asking, you seem rather calm. The cultists, they didn't cause you any bother? You didn't worry about that at all?
Yeah, I was worried. I was worried about my friends, my fellow Laspirians. I was concerned that they might be in trouble, but I didn't want to cause too much trouble myself for fear that potentially it would leave us without any sort of protection, or it would encourage the cultists to take punitive action against my friends.
seems like a rather rational line of thought. That's rather impressive to have that sort of thinking under pressure. I'm impressed. It seems unlikely, but if we go back to Lespire to deal with these creatures, I'll keep an eye out for your gear, but I can't hold any promises. It seems like those ant-like things probably done a number on them. But we'll keep an eye out for them. We might be able to find something for you.
It's okay. I like this pitchfork now. As he holds the trident.
Yeah, it's rather impressive.
Can Harry do an insight check to see if he was to use his rapier against the pitchfork, if Harry would stand a chance?
What are you trying to learn here? I'm happy to use your natural 20 insight. Harry, if you were to be a sneaky little rabbit boy, I mean, you could get some pretty nasty strikes on this man. Yeah, of course you could. But you'd be really hoping that those strikes would be enough to kill him quickly.
Okay. It seems like he'd be safe to leave the villages with to guard the. Yeah. I mean, like, surely we could take him, but like, it's all right.
What?
Take him where?
Where are we taking? We can leave him in charge. No. I mean, we can leave him in charge.
I think you're supposed to ask him if you want to take him out on a date.
Yeah.
He just looks down at you, gives you sort of a weird look and goes, "You're a bit small for my liking."
Yeah, no, oh yeah. Okay.
My husband might have something to say about that.
Harry shifts nervously.
Is the innkeeper amongst you of those gathered here?
I believe so. Yes. You head over towards the back. I believe he's talking with some of the others there, looking after some of the older townsfolk who were a bit damaged. You're looking for the tiefling, purple skin, called Vice.
Ah, cheers. And then I sort of look around to the others and it's like, should we ask him about these?
Yeah, good idea. You might know something.
It was in his basement.
Yeah. You can let him know that we dealt with the methods as well. Those nasty little critters.
I'll start getting everyone ready then. We'll make our way towards the logging camp. Have you been there? Do you know where it is?
We have not.
We haven't.
I'll lead the way. Ready in 5?
Just be mindful. There might be some cultists around. Just don't go in there thinking that it's completely empty. There may be some cultists with us.
I have this fork now. I'm feeling far more ready to take them on.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that. Well, good luck. Safe travels, and hope we see you.
We're all heading in the same direction, aren't you? Coming to the logging camp too.
Well,
we're going that way too, I think.
Well, maybe. I mean, you seem pretty capable. Maybe we leave it all to you and we go to the spire. I don't know.
We're going to the camp first.
We're going to the camp.
I think Lyra's just already started heading off towards the back of the group to go find
I just walk away. I'm just like, ah!
He just, complete still face, just impassively watches you go. Right at the moment as you guys start to walk away, a very small smile touches his lips, and you see that one of his tusks is pure gold.
Oh, that's so sick! Whoa, he's so cool! Yeah, I think that's probably exactly what Niles is thinking as he's walking away. He's just like, oh my god, he was so cool. Did you see him? Oh my god. Wow, I need to know more about this guy.
The only thing I will add with Harry's natural 20 insight, because you asked a specific question, I didn't add to this, but as you're walking away, Harry, you get a bit of a chance to think through. You notice that the tattoos across his body, whereas most Maloran orcs tend to have tattoos of the history of their city, the history of their family group, sometimes their lineage, as well as deeds that they themselves might have accomplished. This Maloran orc doesn't seem to have any of the traditional tribal tattoos that you associate or that you might have seen, where often it starts with flowing water and depictions of the sea. Instead, what you notice is patterns of jagged stone. And on his left arm, what is clearly a volcano.
It's Dwayne Johnson.
He's not Dwayne Johnson. I do see the similarity though.
Can Harry approach one of the other villagers and just suss out like how well they know? What's his name again?
Pudge.
Pudge.
Arch. Like
Pudge.
Pudge.
Like a fish from.
I love the idea of Harry walking up and being like, "Tell me about Pudge over there." They look at one of the strongest men they've ever seen, looking back at Harry, look at him and go, "He'll kill you if you tell him that to his face." Like,
yeah.
Was it Tudge?
Ark. Ark is his nickname.
Yeah, Harry would just like have a quick chat with some of the other villagers just to suss out like what's their opinion on Ark? How long have they known him?
Yeah, you approach a middle-aged halfling. She's there with two of her children that she's sort of checking on and fussing over. I mean, Harry, to you, they look like normal-sized children, but to anyone else who's like not a normal size, anyone else who's like over 5.5 feet, they're like not even up to your ankles. They're not up to your ankles. They're not up to your knees. They're these tiny little tykes. No. They're up to your. Sorry, they're not even up to your knees. These little tiny halfling children running around, still with the hairy feet, but like not quite like the full halfling hairy feet. And they're sort of running around. She's trying to get them contained as they're very excited to be out of the cage and in sunlight. As you approach, she sort of like lets out this sort of, and how can I help you, Midori? Is everything okay? Do you need something from me?
I was having a chat with the. Yeah. I was wondering if I could ask a couple of questions about the orc over there. Just how long do you know who he is? Ark?
Yeah, I've known Ark. He's been in the village for nigh on 8-9 years now, I think.
Oh, okay. And would you think of him as trustworthy?
Of course, he's lovely. One hard winter back, a couple of years back, the first winter my husband had passed away, we were struggling to get enough food for this young one. She points down to the younger boy, who at this moment starts to run up and try to jump up and grab your ears, Harry, like, Bunny! Wait, stop that. That's not polite. Phineas, get back here. As she manages to get him under control. Sorry, what was I saying? The first winter after my husband passed, he went out of his way, out into the frost and the cold to make sure we had enough food for the winter. He's a very good man. Very good man. We wouldn't have been able to get through that winter without his help. His brother is named Ferb. Yeah, sure. Why not? And they have this little stuffed toy that has this weird duck beak and then the body of what looks to be some sort of mammal, and it's weird.
Beaver duck, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lovely man. It looks like he's a rough sort, but he's a gentle soul.
Oh, easy. Thank you for your time, man.
No problem. Thank you for getting us out of there. It was just nasty business.
Harry smiles and hops off.
Brilliant. You hear the sound of tiny feet jumping behind you, and as you turn, you see the two halfling boys, maybe 8 or 9, rabbit hopping after you, trying to emulate you. And the halfling woman goes, Phineas, Ferb, get back here! She runs after, picks them up by the scruffs of their tunics, drags them back to her little corner of the camp. Brilliant. As the rest of you head down towards the back of the campsite, this sort of impromptu clearing that's been set up overlooking the cave network below, sitting on a grouping of stones that have been rolled into position, you see a number of older townsfolk, people who are in their 70s, 80s, mixture of humans, halflings, as well as an older half-elf who seems to sort of be, I mean, from looks, could easily be in his late 200s, but seems very old. Tending to them, checking on them, is a tiefling. Light violet skin, horns that curl back and around before curling up at the very, very back, marked with jewelry and beautiful chains of silver and gold connecting the horns together. Very, very dark black hair swept back, framing the horns really beautifully, is a male tiefling. probably in his 30s, maybe late 30s at most. Very, very beautiful pink eyes with cat-like slits. And as he turns around and looks at you, gives a bit of a smile and goes, I wondered when I might be talking to you lot. Thank you for getting us out of there.
Oh, you must be Vice. Nice to
Vice by name and Vice by the services that I offer to these humble folk of the town. Lovely to meet you lot as well. I hear you're the Tempest Adventuring Guild. Must say, seems a rather small task for you lot to be coming out to look after us folk. I thought you only handled big stuff.
I mean, you wouldn't call what's happening to your town not big.
Aye, it's a fair retort, young lady. I can't hold you to that. It's a good point.
I will also say that this is our first official quest.
No.
As a party.
Listen to him. This is we're quite a
very
test,
much
don't you
our
worry.
first LT.
No. Krasus is just such a kid. He doesn't.
I'm not joking.
Do you speak through? I'm gonna get a deception check from Niles. Definitely a deception check from Niles. It is going to be a very hard DC. Doesn't matter. It's a 7. He sort of like gives you guys a bit of a look and goes, "Word of advice: if it were me, not be signposting my lack of experience in this moment." But hey,
well, you can say that. But we're still the ones that saved you from imprisonment. So,
again, that's a fair point. Well, how can I help you?
So you're the owner of the tavern, right?
Aye, that'd be true.
The weird ass thing that was in your basement.
You're gonna have to be more specific. Keep a lot of weird things down in the basement.
Giant tech.
He gives you a bit of a wink as you say that. Keep a few weird things down there.
About that, did you know that you had a method infestation in your tavern?
Method infestation? Nay, not when I was there. They've moved in after my untimely eviction by these clockwork creations. Not up to me.
They're no longer there, thanks to the Tempest Adventuring Guild.
We did that.
True.
I will also
seems
say
you offer pest extermination as well.
I will say this though: the methods are the only thing keeping them from your pub. Your pub is now dismantled because we removed them.
Krasus! Shut up!
How be it that methods? How be it that methods are keeping the clockwork creatures out? Was my tavern truly? They weren't going after the tavern.
That is something that's truly quite an interesting discovery. I guess.
You sure it was the methods?
Need more research.
I keep a lot of weird things down in my basement. Could have been something else.
Could have also been the
weird ass giant made obelisk. Yeah, yay big.
Oh, I remember that. I bought that for I think it was 3 silver off one of the archaeologists who was digging up under the town. Thought it looked pretty.
When was he digging up the town?
Hey, not digging up the whole town, just a section underneath it. You know, Lastspire's been the site of a number of old giant sites, so we had some researchers and archaeologists from the Oxenford Historical Society come out. Spent a bit of time digging up, then they got told to leave, private excavation only. Order of the Reeve. But before they left, I was able to purchase a few items of interest.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, we definitely know it's a site for giant tech. That's putting it lightly.
Who told them to leave?
The Reeve did. Leader of the town.
Oh. Is he around?
Hey, I haven't seen him. Not since we all ran out the front. I imagine he's probably still in there, holed up in his little keep. Well, maybe not holed up. And he gives a bit of a smile, a devilish smile. Oh. Rather appropriate for a tiefling, I guess.
That's interesting. I didn't think there'd be any other people there. The mechanical creatures did a bit of work on the town, I'm afraid. We passed through.
Looked to me like they were focusing on the sections closest into town to start off with. He's probably got a few days before his little keep is in trouble. He's right on the outskirts towards the north half of the town.
Not in the city, of course.
Not in the very town centre. Strange, you'd think a man like that would want prime real estate, but I guess he wanted the extra land and the ability to move his fence whenever he wanted. Increase his property size.
That. Yes, you'd think that the leader of a town would stay in the town rather than stay in the
he was still in the town, but right near the north border, so that he could always move the picket fence whenever he needed to increase his land size. If he wanted to build himself a new bathhouse or whatever. Another outdoor shelter.
Niles isn't doing super well with his rolls, but he is going to inside check this guy. He's going to inside check Vice to see how, what the vibe is with. With
Absolutely. I believe in you, Niles.
I got a +4 to this one.
21.
There we go.
Niles. This man is a smooth talker. Charming, engaging, always ready with a quick smile. But you have been lied to, clearly. Parts of his story do not make sense as you think about them. Paid 2 silver for a little piece of giant set that he then kept hidden in the cellar? Or, I mean, you know that that's not true. It wasn't kept in the cellar. You know that it was kept in the tap room on display, and it melted its way through the floor into the cellar. This man, you know for a fact he has lied to you. But he's so good, Niles. Like, doesn't really bat an eyelid, just takes it in his stride. And I will add with a 21, definitely sizing you guys up. He's definitely watching you, trying to, and like with a very, like, smile plastered across his face, but his eyes are looking and calculating, and you've got no idea what they're calculating.
That's very interesting. Niles does his best not to break. Like, he tries not to, like, with that revelation, he tries his best to just remain completely normal and continues just conversing.
Yeah, no worries at all. I won't have you roll a performance check or anything like that, because it's your insight's so high, it's like a momentary flash in the back of your mind. You're like,
yeah. Cool.
Just a gentle whoo as you realize this.
Well,
don't trust the accent.
Vice, will you be okay in the looking camp? Do you need any assistance at all with the elderly here? Or
Sorry, the elderly? No, I think we'll be fine. We got a fair few people who can help me help these old folks across, find them somewhere comfortable to sit down.
I think Ark was going to take some of the villages as well and head north. There might be some other villages around that need help.
Not within less than we're talking a couple of days' walk without horses or carts. I don't think it's fair to make these lovely folk here. And he leans over and smiles at the old folk, who all smile back at him and like.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't think it's fair to make them go for a big hike through the woods for a couple of days just to get them to a nearby village. No, I think it's best if we set up somewhere safe for them.
Oh, definitely the logging camp. I was just a bit concerned if Ark was going to take all the able-bodied men. I thought maybe you might need some assistance looking after the logging camp.
I will add with your insight check, Niles. His care for the old people does seem genuine. I will add that. Definitely, that seems genuine. But like, to you guys, he's definitely. I mean, you've caught him out in a lie. So
yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. But you seem like you have everything handled. So.
Yeah, it's probably fair. I'm hoping that Ark doesn't take all the people. Be a real shame if I had to carry all these people by me lonesome. Could probably do it though. As he gives him another smile. Dad, they don't weigh but a thing.
Okay. Well, we'll accompany you to the
logging camp. Sorry.
The logging camp from here? I've got no idea. You'll have to talk to someone who goes out into the woods a lot. I tend to spend my time in civilization.
Like, does it look like, sort of like the infirm and the elderly would sort of have like a hard time moving if it was
there's natural trails.
Sort of walk.
There's natural trails through the woods, and your cart is still here.
Yeah, I forgot about the cart.
True.
Because if it looks like anyone's sort of having like legit like sort of difficulty.
5 people in particular look like they're going to struggle a bit, including that older half elf. They're the ones that are with Vice right now.
Because I figured out this new spell, and like she sort of describes it to sort of the party. It's like if they can't fit in sort of the cart, or we can't get the cart to work, I can make like it's this kind of disc thing and maybe carry a couple.
Oh. Wow.
So, yeah,
Are we going to the logging camp?
Well, we are going to head to the logging
we've got to
camp.
clear it.
We've got the cart. We could take a couple of the elderly with us in the cart, and
We can carry some.
indeed.
Oh, hey, if you're going to be sharing use of your cart, I'd be very grateful. As with these golden oldies here, I'd be very grateful for the assist if they're welcome to travel in your wagon there. I'm sure that would take a load off them. I noticed you don't have a horse though. How do you pull such a contraption?
Oh, it does all the heavy lifting for us.
Hey, that's pretty impressive.
To be honest, how it works is quite a complex assortment of mechanical parts and moving magical sort of properties and other such things sort of coalesce into one sort of being that sort of powers the locomotive, I guess, per se.
Magic.
Well, Krasus said.
Sounds mighty interesting.
And
So you were showing me these
that
things
was
on
only
the...
being basic, to be honest, as well. There's probably way more I could go
it's
into.
more complicated than that, is it? Sounds like the sort of thing that'd wrinkle a man's brain. Those things you were showing me on the backs of your hands earlier, they look vaguely familiar.
Yes.
That.
Familiar in what way? You've seen them before?
I don't know, it just reminds me of something. Oi! I know what it reminds me of. You were asking about that weird giant thing that I picked up. They look a bit like that, as if you'd fragmented it and like stuck a piece of it in each of your hands, but that'd be madness. You wouldn't have done that now, would you?
That's what happened.
Definitely. Now!
Aye, so why did you do that?
Well, we didn't do it on
A
purpose.
piercing
It was
party.
your strange machine that did it.
It's not my machine. Only paid 2 silvers for it. If anything, you'd have taken it up with the Oxenford Historical Society. They're the ones who unearthed it.
See, I was going to mention this, but you said it was in the basement.
No, you said it was in the basement.
No, I'm pretty sure you said it was in the basement.
It was in
Yeah,
the basement.
You were mentioning... You asked me what crazy things I keep in my basement. I said I keep more than a few things down there. Then you started talking about this thing. Well, was it not in the basement?
No, it was actually in your tap room when we passed through.
Oh, I remember. I hung it up because it's a pretty piece to look at. That's right.
It burnt through the ground. That's how it ended up in the cellar.
Oh, that sounds dangerous. I hope no one was hurt.
Well, define hurt. And I raise my hand up. Like, we have a shard of that now in my hands. Which is
Did you want me to
causing
try
us
and
a
pull it
little
out?
grief.
I'll give it a go.
I'll pass on that for now. But thank you for the offer.
Does he have? Is he sort of like moving both his hands about and stuff? Like he doesn't have any stones in his hands, does he?
He does.
That wear, or is he wearing gloves?
His tunic has the sleeves rolled up. You have a clear view of both of his hands. He does not have any of these implanted in his hands, and he's not wearing gloves.
How convenient.
What?
I am rather impressed that you managed to buy this for only 3 silver. I look down at Harry and I'm like, Harry, that seems quite a price, wouldn't you say, for a piece of rare giant tech? That's rather strange, isn't it?
Yeah, this is at least worth gold. At least worth 5 gold.
Oh, are you an appraiser? Did I get a really good deal?
Yeah, I am an appraiser of sorts. So, how did you get it so cheap?
Well, just assumes that the Historical Society members were feeling a bit under the pressure to pack up their camp quickly, and we're hoping that they could unload some items for a bit of profit, pay off the trip.
Niles is very he's dialed in now. He's I'm assuming that he is probably analyzing us, but I'm starting to now analyze what he's saying. And do I need to roll another insight check on that?
Yeah, can I also lie an insight check as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have both of you can roll an insight check, of course.
That's amazing.
Then plus 8, 13.
I think you're in Harry the Stone Giant form.
Oh, that is. Yeah, I am.
Well, Niles has something in his eye.
You might find
it's actually probably a lot worse than plus 8.
It's going to be a lot worse than plus 8.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what is it total, Dave? Just because it will change the answer that I give.
Perception or insight?
Insight.
Okay, that would have been plus 3. So
Plus
it would have
3.
been
It's 8.
less
So
5.
8 total and 6 total for Niles. I mean, Niles, before you were so sure something dodgy was going on. But I mean, he has an explanation, and it's a plausible one. And Harry, I mean, the art of being a good merchant is being able to get a good deal. I mean, many of your most profitable enterprises have been where you've been able to buy something for a fraction of its worth and then sell it on for massive profit. It kind of just sounds like similar to what's happened here. I mean, as you think it through, this sounds like it could be plausible.
Can I? But look, we're trying to save the town here, right? We've already saved you from these cultists, and we're gonna go back and try to stop this fear. If you know anything about where you got this from, could you please let us know? Because we're trying to help you here.
That little pyramidal shaped thing, that wasn't to do anything to do with what's going on with the town now, is it? I've had that for months before anything went wrong.
Well, it did not through your floor.
And you did activate, and it was keeping the giant ant things out of your Taven.
Thought you said that was the methods doing that.
It was not. It was definitely this.
Working theory. We're still ironing one out.
Let's be honest, not to mention it's the only giant tech in the whole place, and suddenly your whole town has been overrun by giant.
It's definitely not the only giant tech in the place. There was a whole excavation site going on.
Yeah, those dragons wouldn't have come from nowhere.
You didn't happen to see a ship fly over the city at any point?
Not as a fair few skyships traveling over, but I think what you're probably referring to is the giant flying fort. Looked like a hill had just lifted up off the ground. Is that what you're referring to?
Yep, that would be the one.
I saw that fly over and head towards the north.
Ah, very good.
How would you say that was?
How long ago? Maybe a day or two before all hell broke loose inside the town. So maybe 5-6 days ago.
This makes sense.
Indeed.
Well, should we see if we can get this cart going?
Yeah, if you've got no further questions for me, I might load up these golden oldies into your cart there. We'll take them on over, eh?
Sounds like a plan.
Wonderful. I might right on top. Take a moment. Catch me breath.
Not a problem. And I guess we'll reconvene at the lock cab then.
Actually, Lyra might elbow just someone in the party and just sort of be like, should someone ride with him to, make sure nothing attacks the cart?
It's a good idea.
We volunteer.
We're all going together anyway.
Not hearing any of this.
We're all going together anyway, so we may as well just either accompany the cart or be close enough to it. That's fine. I don't see a problem with that.
I was thinking there's a number of us, so if we sort of, evenly spread ourselves through the group, I am a little bit worried that, there might be more cultists somewhere.
I'm worried about that too. And we are in a forest with maybe a day's travel. I am worried about just generally being in a forest with this many people. I don't want any critters or beasties to ambush us. I think if we spread ourselves along the convoy and we can keep an eye out for things, we can protect the villages.
I think they're enough.
Yeah, I was planning on going ahead and scouting with the just a bit ahead.
Oh, that's a good idea. Do you want some eyes in the sky? I could fly around and see what I can see. Or Harry, if you're happy to do that, I'll let you be.
Yeah, well, I mean, either is fine. Just keep in mind that if you're flying from too far away, they can see you too.
Oh, that's a good point. I can keep low and within the tree line. That's fine. But I'll let your expert eyes perhaps take this one. I'll stay with the cart with Nauthiz and keep an eye out.
You're pretty perceptive as well, so either.
Oh, I try. My eyes are just unblinking. Like, oh yes, I try.
He's like that.
Unmoving and unblinking. You have to move your head to move your field of vision.
Yeah.
Just like spotlights going.
Yeah. Awesome.
Right. Well, Vice begins loading up the old folk into your wagon before scuttling onto the roof.
Cool.
Lyra's gonna sort of position herself in sort of the very middle of the group where she can sort of hit out with spells or anything if anything looks like it's coming our way.
If there's an opportunity where like Niles is walking away like from the cart or anything, he's gonna try and like get the attention of someone, just sort of quietly, like if he gets a second, just out of earshot from Vice.
Who would you like to try and get the attention of?
Whoa, I think. Well, Harry's probably already going to scout.
Yep.
So it's gonna either, I think.
Is it gonna be
Lyra?
Gonna be one mind, one purpose, Tetra, or?
Good point.
Who do you choose?
You don't.
Yeah, I think probably Lyra. I think I'm gonna go with Lyra on this one.
Pull Lyra aside as she heads to the middle of the group.
Lyra, just quickly, I'm not sure if I completely trust Vice. His words were very compelling, and I'm inclined to agree with some of what he was saying, but he definitely lied about the giant tech. I'm not sure why.
I was wondering the same thing. I mean, surely if I had like a priceless, heirloom in my tap room, and someone said they found it in the basement, I'd be like, what? How did it get there? But also, that Mesprit infestation, that did not come about overnight. Those things were everywhere.
True. There was something about him. He seemed like he was sizing us up. I don't know why. I don't understand his motivations. We saved the village. We saved his people. Why would he be viewing us in that way? I just think we should keep an eye on him. I'm not fully trusting him just yet.
No, I'm absolutely with you there, but also, you don't think he stole that giant tech, did he? I mean, no one's parting with that thing for 2 silvers. I mean, even just as a paperweight alone, like you could sell that to some nobleborn for, a sack of gold.
Yeah, I don't know much about the Oxenfurt Historical Society, but logically, I feel as though they wouldn't want to get rid of their artifacts. Surely, that seems like something they would want to keep in their museum.
No.
To sell it to someone for 3 silver, that doesn't add up.
The one thing that did ring true with me is that someone chased them out of the dig site. I mean, they clearly must have gotten them from here. I mean, probably. If it was in the head of the town, this rave, I mean, perhaps someone with a lot of influence within the town could, maybe convince the people to make the historical society feel less than welcome. Maybe they had to pack up in a hurry. Maybe they left something behind, or...
That's rather interesting. That's an interesting theory. When we have a chance to reconvene with the rest of the party, we should probably share that with them. It might be helpful when we return back to Lespire.
Yes. Also, I'm glad that, someone's with the cart, because, he probably doesn't know how to steer it or anything, but, like...
That's a good point.
Stole one artifact, why not steal another?
Indeed. I think for now we just keep an eye on him. Don't make it seem like we know anything, but just be mindful.
Yes, I am very good at that. I have a poker face of steel.
Indeed.
Now, did you say you were going to stay near Vice and the cart?
Yes.
I think now
I did.
volunteered for that.
Yeah, they did.
Now did, yeah.
Now did, yeah.
Now would absolutely
They
protect
did,
the old
yeah.
people. That's
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, sure.
Brilliant. Now, as you get up on the cart, as all of you begin getting ready in the interests of expediency, the rest of the townsfolk get their shit together. Balthazar takes a moment, contacts someone, and says, "Oh, it's okay. We have help on the way. There'll be an airship coming through in a day or two." And as the group sets off, moving through the forest, are you inside the wagon, walking next to the wagon, or on top of the wagon with Vice now?
I think it would be hilarious if now sat with Vice.
That would be funny.
I was really hoping for that.
Incredible.
As you sit there on the top of the wagon next to Vice, Vice leans in really close, like looks you in the eyes and goes, "So tell me, you look like you've had a very good opportunity to learn lots of interesting stories, live lots of interesting experiences. What makes you tick?"
Nothing. I have no heartbeat. We did have that experience twice now.
Nice.
And it was rather strange. But no, not usually have any ticking involved. We're not even made of metal parts like those giant tech things are. We do not really know what we are.
Surely you're fully composed of that stone-like material.
We think so.
But it's not permanent, right? You said you switch between. You've had a heartbeat a bit. So are you like a petrified person, or are you like a person, or are you like a stone person?
We'd like to think that we're a person, but sometimes we're not sure, because sometimes it feels like we're multiple people. We're very confused right now, and we're having a bit of an identity crisis, in fact, I feel.
Normally, if I was looking at someone having a bit of a panic, I'd offer them a brown paper bag to breathe in, but I'm getting the sense that you don't even breathe.
We don't anymore? Right now?
Fair enough. Can I offer you a stiff drink?
What is a stiff drink?
Stiff drink's a strong drink, one that's got more alcohol. Normally I'd say to put hairs on your chest, but in your case I don't think that's going to be applicable.
We get the sense that people talk to you a lot.
I think people see a friendly face and are happy to share tales with me.
You must have some good ones then.
I have got some good stories to tell, but I want to know your story.
Well, like Krasus said, we haven't done that much yet. But then again, lots happened. And like I said, we're still processing things.
Fair enough. I would never want to push someone to share something they're not comfortable sharing.
Well, it would be easier if you asked us a direct question, I think.
Oh, I can do direct questions. Where did you come from?
We came from Where did we come from? The mountains.
That narrows it down. There's only a few hundred mountain ranges on this here Nostea, I'm told. Do you know roughly where?
Far to the south.
Aye, okay. If you don't mind me asking, you have the look of a dwarf about you. Are you of dwarven origin?
We think so. We were made by the dwarves, and we woke up only a few weeks ago.
So this whole world is a bit new to you.
It is. This one and the other one that we've seen, yeah.
You mentioned this other world. I did let it go once or twice, just in the interest of keeping us focused on you as you are now, but I do feel like I want to circle back to that. You keep mentioning another world. What are you talking about?
Well, sometimes when we fall down, we go into this other world that seems like it was many, many years ago. And we're not ourselves, we are our giant selves, which is why we were asking about these devices, because we think that potentially they could have something to do with it. Whether it's a hallucination or whether it's an actual real thing, I don't know. I actually don't know what's real and what's not anymore.
Truly, but that is some predicament. It's
nice.
Interesting that you mention about experiencing memories of the past. Very interesting. You say this device is responsible.
Well, yes, we think so. That's why we were asking whether you knew anything more about it.
I think I know a few things about it. Didn't know it could do that, though. That's very interesting.
Oh, what else can it do?
Let's just say it unlocks things.
Oh, really? That sounds very useful.
Has been in the past. Might be a bit hard in the future now that you lot have got it embedded into your flesh.
Well, there might be some of it left, unless you have any others lying around. Maybe, because it sounds like there's a lot of giant tech underneath your city.
That there is. Not sure if I'm going to be able to find an item as unique as that again, though. Got fairly lucky locating it the first time. Might be a bit tricky to stumble across it again.
Well, they do say that when things are in chaos and flux, that is the best time to take opportunities. That has certainly been our experience.
Oh, is that a saying amongst your people? We have another version of it.
We made it up.
Oh, you made it up? We have another version of that sometimes I find rings very true. Chaos is a ladder.
We like that. We've been experiencing a lot of chaos in our lives.
I can imagine. Seems like a bit of an eclectic bunch, you lot.
We have to protect them, though.
It's very noble of you. Loyalty to your friends.
Well, we seem to be getting into a lot of sticky situations. I don't imagine you get into the same trouble in this town.
No, I managed to avoid getting into sticky situations as much as possible. I have a mild allergy to sticky situations, you might say.
That is sensible. Though I do not understand how you avoid such a predicament when your saying is chaos is a ladder.
You don't have to be involved in the chaos. It's best if you're standing to one side letting it unfold.
That is not our experience. We generally touch things and they explode and then chaos ensues.
Interesting. Well, if you don't mind me asking, would you kindly tell me a little bit more about your experiences in this past memory you've been describing?
Well, like we said, we don't know whether it's a hallucination or an actual experience, but basically we become connected by this device and then we go back in time or somewhere else and we are no longer ourselves. We have flesh and blood and hearts and loud pumping noises and strange feelings in the lower half.
That sounds deeply personal, not something you need to share.
Very strange. I don't know how anyone can't get distracted by everything that goes on. But we did also have a very intelligent conversation with other giants.
Oh, so you weren't just reliving things, you could interact.
Oh
They were telling you things as well. You were asking questions and learning things.
This is way too much information to this dude who's
Could I get you to roll me a percentile dice, please, Claire?
Very well.
Just a little cheeky D100. Just give us a dundred. Just want to see 13.
13!
13! Aye, 13. He's feeling a bit relaxed. So, it's hard to get out of that voice once you start it. Let me just get my voice back for a moment. This is what I sound like. As you're having this lovely chat, the cart is rolling through the forest, the sun gently kissing your face as it passes through the dappled leaves above. Very relaxing, very calming. And as you sit there having this lovely conversation, you notice Vice seems to get a bit more relaxed as well. And you watch now as he kind of like leans back and almost absentmindedly looking out goes, I wonder if maybe they met the archivist.
Do I hear that?
What's your passive perception? You hear part of it definitely. I want to know how much of it you hear.
Pretty great, pretty good at perception.
Pretty good.
14.
Yeah, you hear all of that.
Yeah. we did not mention that name.
Sorry, what? Oh, sorry. Just having a daydream. Nothing to worry about. My mind was elsewhere.
We have heard stories. Would you share one with me? Considering I have shared one with you.
Stories of what? Sorry, I'm confused. What were you talking about?
Something about an archivist?
As you say that, you watch as a brief flinch crosses his face. Oi, did I say archivist? No, I was talking about Ark, our half-orc friend. He's a lovely bloke.
He is.
Strong lad.
We almost feel like we had a dream about an archivist. But like we said, we don't know whether that... We're very confused at the moment.
Can you make me a persuasion check, please?
Oh, man.
11.
Oh, fuck.
Do you have... No, I don't. Never mind.
A dream about Ark. It's interesting. He'd be flattered, but I don't think you're his type. And his husband would be very upset. And gives a bit of a smile and a laugh.
Oh, no, we are not interested in...
But you were talking before about all those things going on in your lower half, is that not...
Oh, that is not current.
No. Oh, hey, okay.
We are not interested. We have other things on our mind, like whether reality is actually a thing, whether material is a substance or a state of mind.
Can I offer you a piece of advice that's done me pretty well throughout my experience?
Yes.
None of it matters.
None of it matters?
Aye, none of it matters. So be happy. Do things that make you happy.
Matter doesn't matter?
No, matter is matter, but it doesn't matter. But it is matter, but it doesn't matter.
That's a bit too much for now.
Does now just kind of like freeze in place?
Error.
Starts thinking.
You just start the blue screening.
You know, like the thinker? You know the statue of the thinker?
Yeah.
Just turns into the statue.
Turns into the statue of the thinker.
You watch as Vice sort of waves a hand in front of your face, leans over the side looking for one of the other's spots. Who would be closest? Maybe Krasus is closest. Goes, I think I broke your friend. Sorry, we were just having a chat, and I mentioned, I told her a piece of advice that nothing matters, and now she's just shut down.
Wait, so how close were we to this conversation? Were we actually listening?
Yeah.
I'd say probably... So Harry's off doing a little investigation of his own. Lyra said she was sort of in the middle of the group. The cart's right at the very back. Leading the charge at the front is Ark. I think, Niles, you said you wanted to sort of be on lookout as well, so I imagine you'd probably be closer to the front. Krasus, probably...
I did say to Lyra to keep an eye on him as well. So I'd say that maybe Lyra, I would assume, is maybe like having a couple of the glances back, maybe just to sort of see what's going on.
Well, I think
probably wouldn't be able to hear the conversation.
You'd see Lyra. So Lyra, you'd see now and Vice having a great old conversation, just chatting away.
Yeah, because it makes sense that we wouldn't be close enough to hear, because then I'm sure we would have.
We spaced ourselves
100% jumped in a lot earlier.
We did well.
Hush it a little bit.
Yeah,
we spaced ourselves out to protect the villagers because we're kind of, I imagine they're walking in almost like a column.
Exactly. Kind of like, And now's right at the back on top of the wagon. The wagon is right at the very back.
I'm 100% reading one of my romance novels. As I'm reading it, I sort of it takes him a few like because I'm so engrossed that I don't even realize he's talking to me for a few attempts, and then I sort of
Star Elf, Sparkly Boy, Starface.
I look up a little bit like not shocked per se, but a little bit like caught unawares, and I sort of look at him. Wait. You're speaking to me. What? Sorry.
I don't see any other astral elves around here. Sparkle Pants. Your friend's broken. I was saying some things to her, and she just shut down.
Oh, I'd rather you not do that. She's still learning this world. Yes. What were you? How did she break? What was the conversation topic?
I said to them that we were talking about. They were saying that they were feeling overwhelmed, and then I mentioned that nothing matters. And that's how I've been living my life. And then they just broke. I haven't moved in about 5 minutes.
Now, how are you feeling? Are you okay?
Krasus.
Yeah.
You're intelligent. You will understand.
I would hope so.
Well, you will understand what this gentleman is saying about how nothing matters, but matter matters. Matter exists, but then it doesn't. But then I was confused because we were not the same matter, but we had extended identities throughout time. So now I'm wondering whether does our identity live beyond our own matter? You know, if you lost an arm, would it still be you?
Now,
but it doesn't make any sense.
Now, you're thinking too deeply about this. You're not listening to the first part. Nothing matters. There's no point putting too much thought into it. Things just happen. Nothing matters and shit happens.
That is my observation. Okay.
Oh. And just like that, she's fixed. Okay. That easily. Okay. Well, most enlightening this conversation. I'll leave you to chatterboxes to your devices. I'll awkwardly sort of shuffle away, retreat back to my book.
As Vice leans over the edge to talk to Krasus, you said your passive perception is 14? Because he has he puts his hand on the edge of the wagon, leans over to talk to Krasus. 14.
Oh, if he's getting my personal space, I would actually back up a little.
Oh, no, he's not in your personal space. He's still on top of the wagon. He just leans over the edge to call out to you.
Oh,
so
I
still
hide
stays
my book
seated.
at least, so you can't see what I'm reading.
Yeah, no. He's not interested in that anyway. 14 now. You notice on the inside right wrist of Vice a tattoo, purple, very similar in the skin color, just catches the light in the right way to become visible as you look, as Vice leans over to talk to Krasus. Hard to see before because of its coloration. Something about the shade running across it as the cart moves through the undergrowth. It almost glows for a second in the dappled darkness. A symbol of what looks to be almost like a star, half shrouded in darkness.
Do we recognize it as a rune, potentially?
Doesn't look like a giant rune at all.
Okay.
Looks like some sort of symbol or something.
Well, now I'll point that out. Oh, we have similar to that, and they'll show in like one of their runes on their arm or neck.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Ours glow as well.
Fuck.
Vice turns back, and for the first time you see Vice a little off edge. His eyes kind of narrow a bit.
Looks like a constellation quickly as well.
Not like a constellation. Looks like a star. So almost like two beams of light intersecting, but half shrouded by darkness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely engrossed now a little bit. That's also interesting.
Oh, okay.
I would have probably waited until,
things had calmed down, the journey had carried on. Okay. Right, then as
just
Krasus gets...
that awkward moment where you sit there and you're like, what do I talk about now? Oh, nice tattoo.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're mighty observant. Has anyone told you that before?
No.
Well, I'm telling you now. You notice things, don't you?
We do. Maybe too much.
Maybe. Symbol on me wrist. Part of a club. Group of people that I belong to. I work with from time to time. Just a bit of fun. Nothing too serious. Your symbols, though. They look like runes. Maybe like some sort of language. Would that be right in saying?
Yes, we're magic.
Magic. He leans in. Can you keep a secret? I'm a bit magic too. Gives you a smile and then creates a little dancing light in his hand that then puffs away into nothingness.
We turn into a giant form and crush the cart. No, I forgot.
You hear the old people inside are crushed to death. I'm a little bit magic too.
We have a lot of magic people.
Oh, that we do. That we do.
Do you use your magic for good or for bad?
Oh, try to think that I use my magic for good, but sometimes it's hard to know the consequences of your actions, if you know what I mean. So I like to seek guidance from wisdom outside myself for that sort of interaction. Get the help of someone who sees a bit further than I might do, so they can see the consequences. Help me on my path.
That would be a very helpful thing, especially when you, me, we have difficulty with big concepts. It would be good to get some guidance sometimes.
You know, my guide is often looking for people to help as well. Would you be interested in maybe having a chat with him?
Do you think he could help us with the going to other world?
I'm sure he'd be happy to help. Going to other worlds? Is that what your goal is?
Well, these memories, this...
Oh, the memories. Yeah, of course,
body.
Of course.
Actually, we quite liked being in a different body. It was strange. But it was...
I think my guide would be particularly interested in learning about that. Sounds like similar to what he's interested in learning about. What he's got me looking into.
Would he know anything about rescuing people trapped in an extra dimension?
You know, it's funny you mention that. He does have a lot of specialist knowledge regarding extra dimensions.
Well, look, we should talk to the rest of our party and really get your, that sounds like it would be really helpful for us to figure out what's going on.
I'm sure I could tee up a meeting.
Okay, I'll tell the others. This sounds great.
He can be a wee bit shy. Likes to talk to people who are open to listening, but in big groups, sometimes a bit hard to get your point across and have a real deep and meaningful conversation. Perhaps if it was just you could have a bit of a chat with. Maybe that way you can sort of see if you want to pursue some sort of relationship.
Well, we did have some experience with being a bit more diplomatic, and we enjoyed that.
A bit more autonomous, eh?
Yes, we would like to be part of something bigger again. We miss that. I miss that.
Indeed. Well, I think you and my guide might have some things to speak to each other. Would you?
That way we can help. I can help the group.
That's so good to hear. That's what I love, when bringing people together who can help one another. Fantastic. Well, tell you what, if you hold out your hand, I'll paint a little symbol on the inside of your wrist. And when you do you sleep? How do you no? What do you do?
We don't know. We stand guard.
Okay. Well, if you have any period of downtime where it's just you and your thoughts, just touch the symbol.
There's too many of those at the moment.
Maybe when you got a bit of time to yourself, when the others are sleeping and you're just maybe keeping watch, or when someone else is keeping watch and you've got a moment to yourself, touch the symbol. My guide will reach out. Would you kindly hand me your wrist? I'll draw the symbol on.
Insight check.
Oh, finally!
Now we get an insight check. Yeah,
Matt, your whole it's just been so funny watching your behavior. You've just
I'm on the edge of my seat
the entire time.
Yeah,
he feels anxiety.
I love this.
I love building the anxiety.
Oh man,
we know this dude 100% has been keying in on Nauthiz. He picked it immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have advantage on this.
He may have been looking over you guys to see who was the best person to discuss some stuff with one-on-one, and then we're now volunteered to go on the top of the wagon. Vice was like, "Fuck yeah!" So is that a 21?
Yeah, I have advantage for some reason, and I think it's because of my rune. So I haven't activated it, so I don't know if that counts. So
even if you don't have advantage, the first roll is the one that we take, which is the 21. So
okay, yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's still the 21. So I think you have to activate your giant rune Because it's a rune knight thing, isn't it? To be able to.
It is, yeah. So just
Okay,
the first number.
That's all good. We will take the 21 because that is the first number that you rolled. Now, at first, there's a bit of excitement. You're being invited to join what seems like a pretty exclusive club. Part of a group. But as you think about it a bit more, some of the way Vice has very gently sort of talked to you about this, the conversations you've been having, and the fact that when Vice leant over the edge, let me put it this way. You know that this character, that Vice, is clearly very intelligent. And the thing that occurs to you is that it's very unlikely that someone as competent as this would have accidentally let something show if they didn't intend for it to be shown. And at that moment, you realize probably you were shown this tattoo on his wrist. And this whole conversation, you get the sense Vice wanted this to happen. And if you hadn't noticed the tattoo, you get the sense Vice would have led the conversation in this direction anyway. But it's so much more powerful that you got there yourself without Vice sort of prodding you.
Now I was a bit proud of that, to be honest.
So I'd say that you get the sense, you've been led to this point by a very, very clever manipulator.
They'll lean in.
Yep.
Big stone lean in.
Yep.
With a big grin, with that sort of uncanny, stone face that's strangely pliable. And they'll say, "We appreciate the offer, but why did you not just ask us straight out?"
You were the one who noticed my tattoo. I thought if you'd noticed that, clearly you're perceptive, you must be pretty clever, pretty switched on, and I thought maybe that speaks well in your speaks well as a reference for you.
We recognise smarts when we see it, even if we're underestimated ourselves. But we're still interested.
Aye, that's good to hear, and perhaps there's a lesson for me not to underestimate you.
Well, we think that knowledge is power.
Aye.
And we've experienced having knowledge. We've experienced what it means to have that, and we want that again. So
wonderful.
We will talk. But we are also very strong and more smart than you think.
Indeed, I offer you my humblest of apologies. I underestimated you. Won't happen again. Promise.
Now I'll hold out. Because Now's used to being, chipped and modified and stuff.
He's not gonna carve it into your wrist. You watch as he reaches into his pocket, pulls out a little vial of ink and a paintbrush, very deftly, in a few strokes, draws the symbol on your wrist now, and then as he leans over it, speaks some words and holds his hand just above it, and you watch as the symbol glows very bright for a moment and then fades away until it's almost imperceptibly hidden within the same coloration of your stone.
Mm-hmm. As that finishes, now we'll then lean in and say, "Now, we won't be doing this to any of my friends, will you?"
No, of course not. Only you have proven yourself worthy and open to this conversation.
We are already part of a group, and we will protect them from whatever it is.
Of course, I would never want any harm to come to you or your friends.
It is irrelevant. We will protect them nonetheless.
I'm very pleased to hear that. You watch as he kind of because I'm assuming you're leaning in quite uncomfortably close with it. Yeah, you watch as he squirms a little bit.
Now doesn't have much personal space.
Yeah, that's fair.
So.
Yeah. The rest of your cart ride to the glade, the remaining 10 minutes, is very uncomfortable. He just sort of sits there, occasionally glancing over at you, looking a little bit scared.
Now I've gone back to thinking about, the material and immaterial worlds, and identity, and getting confused.
Now, Harry, you were running ahead to have a bit of a scout. Would you like to roll me a perception or investigation check as you rush ahead? Keep an eye out.
Yep. Should I stealth as well?
We'll do the perception first, and then I'll let you know if you need to do the stealth. Actually, no, go ahead. Do a stealth as well. If you're deliberately trying to be stealthy, definitely do a stealth as well.
Okay. I can't see what I rolled, but I know
21 for perception, and 19 for stealth. Very nice. Harry, like the little bunny that you are, you vanish into the undergrowth. As you stay ahead of the group, occasionally moving round and keeping around their flanks, making sure you've got visibility on the group as well as any dangers there might be around them, you spot a few animals that quickly take flight as soon as you get too close to them. As soon as the party gets too close to them with your stealth of 19, you're pretty quiet, pretty stealthy. A few deer, some birds, but no dangers. And by the time the group get within eyeshot of the logging camp, you've had a chance to do a full perimeter check. There's definitely signs that a struggle happened here, which lines up with what you know occurred with the townsfolk. A few tents have been pitched, some of them being partly collapsed, but all in all, this clearing in the forest is only, from where you are, you can actually even see the walls of the town through the trees and along the pathway. It's within eye line of the town, probably a sort of 30-minute walk back to the town, but you can see the town down in the valley below, as this is sort of up on a little bit of a rise where the forest is. No signs of any danger in this encampment. And by the time...
Any signs of life?
No signs of people in the encampment either. And as the rest of the party arrive and you unpack, the villagers get out of your cart, the older folk do, everyone gets set up, and it looks like they're sort of bunkering down to turn this into a very temporary accommodation for the next few nights if needed.
If she can, Lyra's going to sort of try and assist that with mold earth by, maybe making some extra stone tents or, little seats or benches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe just to make them more comfortable sort of in their camp.
100%. Yeah, easily done. By the time you guys get through that, if any of you want to help out with any of that, we're looking at probably about it being maybe 11 o'clock in the morning. 10:30, 11.
Yeah. When did we attack the cave? It was at
in the night.
Right? So we could take a long rest.
I believe you guys took a long rest in the cave overnight while you waited for the others to catch up in the room where Ember was.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and then that meant that the others arrived in the morning, and then that's how Tetra and Now caught up to you as you guys. They met up with Balthazar outside in the morning. So your attack on the cave started in the evening. You then had a rest in the cave overnight. In one of the side antechambers, and then in the morning you guys finished off your attack on the cave. So it's and that was pretty early in the morning.
Mm-hmm. I'd definitely be down for a short rest though.
Yeah.
Well, Swampy's a bit tired.
Yeah.
You guys can have a short rest? Of course you can. Did you want to have a short rest?
Sure. Not a short rest.
While you're having your short rest and a moment of downtime, I guess I have a question for Now.
Oh. Fuck.
Are you touching your thing? Wait, let me rephrase that. Are you activating?
It's a bit personal.
Can I try that again, please? Are you activating? Are you activating the symbol?
Of course, I touched the thing. That's my thing. Is touching the things.
Are you activating the symbol? That's what the kids are calling it nowadays. I gotta go off and stroke the rune.
All right.
Wow.
Sorry, chat. Are you activating the symbol?
I was actually going to leave it for a bit because.
Cool. Yeah. No. Of course. Just wanted to know.
Yeah, because Now's very focused on just watching Vice now and making sure he doesn't do anything to anyone else.
You're watching Vice?
Oh yeah.
Can I have a perception check, please, as you guys arrive and he goes inside the wagon to help the oldies out?
Yeah.
23. You watch as Vice does a once-over of the inside of your wagon looking for anything of interest.
Mm-hmm.
Just each time he helps the oldies out, he's like, oh, here, let me help you down the stairs, Gladys. Like, just give me a moment, I'll jump in behind and I can watch your back as you head in. And then he quickly like checks under the seats, does a quick like once over, like very clearly doing a quick peek around the inside of the wagon.
It's very impressive, isn't it?
Oi! Oh, yes, it is a very nice wagon. I couldn't help but have a bit of a look around. It's quite nice, the seats. And he sits down on one and does a bit of a bounce up and down. Very plush. Wonder if I should get whoever made these seats to come and furnish the tavern once I rebuild.
Mm-hmm. We don't feel softness.
Aye, that's a real shame.
It is, yeah.
Sorry to hear that. He gets out of the wagon sheepishly. I should add now, he was being incredibly subtle about it, but with your eagle eyes, your glowing arcane eyes, you just spot him going over the wagon.
Wow.
I think now is just preoccupied with just making sure.
Fair.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think about all the old people, and it's like, I wonder if he's taking things from the old people.
You haven't observed any of that yet.
No. Well, now carefully.
Niles.
Would Niles go over and talk to Now? I don't know how meta that is, but I feel like he's already pretty sus on Vice. I feel like once Niles has like helped with some of the villagers, she might actually like try and go over and chat.
I mean, like, I don't think it's super meta. Like, you've been watching him.
No, like, I've been watching him. I'd want to know. I'd want to know.
And you know that he was
yeah.
with your inside checks. I don't think it's meta.
Yeah, like, so I think I when I get an opportunity, I'll go over to Now and just sort of go up to Now and say, oh, how did the ride go?
Now's watching Vice kind of walk away.
Yeah.
So, sorry, yes, Niles.
Yes. I didn't quite get a good look at you two together on the. I wanted to. I should have probably mentioned. I don't really trust him.
You should not.
Oh, really? Please elaborate. What did you two talk about on the cart?
We talked. He wanted to know stories. I told him our big story.
Oh.
Of course, because it was quite the experience for me, and we're still coming to terms. Anyway, we had a good discussion, but then he seemed to know more than what he was letting on. He seemed to know about the
archivist. Excuse me? What? Really? How did this...
He did not say any more about that. I brought him out.
That's rather interesting. Anything else?
He wants influence over our group.
Oh.
We mitigated that.
That's not good at all. I'm still struggling to see his motivations now. He seemed to be giving us the once-over back before we left. I don't understand how someone like that would be. We've saved his village. We've saved his people. Why would he be so distrustful of us? What does he stand to gain from all this?
We do not think that he was distrustful. We think that he was potentially seeing how much we knew. He clearly knows more than he's letting on, and I did not fully understand exactly what he was getting at. But he has offered us... Oh, and he definitely stole that thing.
Oh, yeah. I had a feeling that was the case.
Yes, that was very smart.
I don't understand how someone could get something like that for so cheap. And again, I said this to Lyra before. Something like that wouldn't be. I imagine, not that I'm familiar with the Oxenford Society, but Historical Society. I don't think they would be willing to let something like that go from their collection. Even if they were forced out of the town, I don't think they would just give it away. That seems rather interesting.
No, he said that it unlocks things.
Well, in a sense, I guess it does. Yes, we'd experienced that. It unlocks something. We're not quite sure what that is, but it unlocks a memory. It unlocks the past. It checks out.
It unlocks an alternative version of reality where we are in a different body and nothing really matters. It's a theory I have.
Yes. My goodness, I hadn't thought of that. Oh my! And then I make the thinking pose. Yeah.
He definitely was a lot smarter than anticipated, and we think that he is at least trying to get influence over us, or he knows what the device does, and is using us for his own purposes. Maybe that is why he was so heavily watching us. But I'm going to watch him back.
I think that's a good idea, but now please be careful. He seems rather tricky. Just don't get yourself in any danger. We need to keep a wide berth, but be observant. I think that's a good move. Yes, but just please be safe now.
We will.
Good. I'll inform the others when I have a chance. I will spread the word.
The good news is you guys probably have a chance now. Once you've wrapped up your short rest, if you begin making your way back to the town, no one else is coming with you. It's just you guys.
Yeah, that's true. I guess, yeah, we reconvene and we do that.
And I'll tell the others about Vice and to the extent that I told Niles, with maybe a little bit more detail on those.
Yeah, sure.
Did you match the drawing?
No.
No.
And Niles, and I think Niles is too trusting of now to actually incite that. He would just believe what he's saying, what they're saying. Sorry.
Lyra would take it at face value.
Yeah. Because to me, now has no reason to lie. So.
Yeah.
Nor have they ever lied.
First time.
I don't think I've observed that at all. I mean, we've only been together for a couple of days, but Niles is trained. We've sparred, we've been around, so Niles was like, yeah, okay, I believe what you said. Yep.
Yeah.
Mary trusted them. I mean, no reason not to.
Exactly. That's true.
Yeah, still very trustful. She has all your best interests in her heart.
Yep.
They just don't have heart.
Yeah.
They're all.
They're in the void, where my heart would be if I had one. As you guys make your way back to the main road and begin heading back towards the town, your conversation regarding vices now goes through all this, is interrupted right at the very end by the appearance of 4 figures milling around along the main road, only a kilometer out of the town. At a distance, it looks like a group of 4 dwarves, and as you get closer, indeed, it's confirmed that you can see what looks to be a group of 4 dwarves in a partial state of undress, some of them covered in what look to be paper ribbons that are wrapped around them in multiple colors, others still shaking glitter from their beards. And as you approach, you see right in the very center of them what looks to be a strange lamp, glowing with this soft blue-green light and flickering on and off every so often. And as you get close, you can hear their voices. No, of course I didn't charge it. I didn't know we were going to be transported over the fucking side of arse end of nowhere. As they begin talking to each other. As you sort of approach from a bit of a distance, one of the dwarves turns around and goes, "Wait, look at that lot. Does that look like..." "It fucking is. Steve! Steve!" As he calls out, looking towards you guys.
Does anyone here go by Steve by any chance?
"Hey, you daft bugger, I'm looking right at you," as he looks at Krasus.
I'm probably not even looking at him. I'm still reading my book. I'm really deeply engrossed about
one of the other dwarves, the one who was looking over the lamp, goes, "Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Barry with him. Barry!" As he looks towards you, Harry. "Oh, you daft buggers, did you think we wouldn't remember? Where's our fucking gold?"
Like who's Barry?
You are. What, you don't think I recognise you? You're not gonna fool me with that. Where's our gold?
No, my name's Harry.
If you're gonna go for a fake name, at least change it a bit more than that.
Yes.
Harry pulls out his merchant card, which is identification.
The dwarves walk up. One of them takes it, looks, it goes, holds it a bit back, sways a bit to the side, looks and goes, "Stop making these letters swim. I can't read it." Hands it back to you.
Oh.
Yeah, drunk.
One of them pauses, looks
a really
towards
good efficiency.
Tetra. One of the other ones pauses, looks towards Tetra, goes, "Hey, I'm pretty sure, is that... It is! Cynthia! Cynthia, where's our gold? How did you get here? Did you get caught up in the lamp's magic too?"
Oh.
I think you may have confused us with someone else.
Not a chance. I'd recognise your ugly beak anywhere. And where's our fucking money?
Wait, are you speaking to us? What?
Obviously,
yes,
I'm speaking to you,
welcome,
Steve.
Krasus.
Steve, you're such a skint bastard. Where's our money?
Wait, who is the one that you call Steve?
You are, you daft bastard. I'm talking to you. And he punches you in the knee, Krasus.
I would not be right next to him. Is he coming up in my face?
Oh yeah, he walks right up to you.
Oh, the moment he even does that, I shoot myself and teleport on top of the cart.
Do you guys have the cart with you? Did you bring it with you from the...
I don't know. I thought we were still in the cart.
No, I don't.
Ah,
Did you want to bring it with you back to the town, or did you leave it
I assumed we did because it's like a 2-day walk.
back to the town?
Yeah.
No.
Honestly,
It's only like half an hour.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But we,
Oh, really?
The oldest one.
Yeah.
we didn't really want to leave it with
I didn't really
I don't think we would have left it flying after the...
That's fair.
Yeah.
So the cart is with you. Yeah, Krasus, you teleport on top of the cart. The dwarf sort of stumbles back a bit, looks up and goes, "How'd you get up there?"
Oh, it's supposed to be called magic. And I tap him on the shoulder with my invisible mage hand.
What the? You haunting me?
What?
Are you haunting me? Something touched me.
I will say this now. I owe no one money that I'm aware of. My name is not Steve. My name is Krasus, which sounds nothing like...
Why'd you put those little white dots all over your skin? You look stupid. As he looks at you again, Krasus.
Wow.
That's a little bit racist.
That is actually a bit racist.
What? More racist than a half dark elf painting himself to look like some starry fuck.
This Steve is a dark elf, I take it. Interesting. Well,
Of course you are. I know your mum. What are you trying to pull here?
I know your mum.
No, that's a threat. That is a threat.
I should say this. A lot of people know my parents are quite famous. That is not out of the realm of possibility.
Now he's trying to hide behind someone tall.
No, it's pretty tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're hiding behind.
My wings just...
As soon as they saw the dwarves.
How'd you grow your wing back? As he looks at you, Niles.
Pardon me?
One of the other
I always
dwarves
had
comes
my
up,
wings.
like pulls on one of your feathers. How'd you grow your wing back? Oh, I thought it was a prosthetic. No, it's a real wing. How'd you grow your wing back?
I've always had these wings.
You
What
better
are you
not have
talking
used
about?
our money to pay for some sort of regrowth spell.
No, not at all. I've always had these wings.
The
What
one
are you
that's
talking about?
really, the one that's being really aggressive and trying to attack me, while everyone else is
It wasn't like a full attack, more like a friendly punch in the leg. But sure.
right. I'm gonna
Sure.
cast suggestion on him.
Okay.
Ooh.
So let's do that. I guess first things first. So I'm gonna suggest it first, and then you do the check.
You say suggestion. Yeah, you say whatever it is, and then I roll a wisdom save, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll roll the wisdom save.
What should I say? You've mistaken us for someone else, and you should go back to Palin.
So it's a single word, I think, for not a single word. Sorry, I think it's a single phrase for suggestion, a single
sentence.
instruction. So like, I suggest you.
Limited to a sentence or two. You suggest a course of action.
I guess you're saying like, I suggest that you've mistaken us for someone else, and you should head back to Palin. Yeah, I guess that kind of works. Like, because the instruction isn't like change your opinion. Your instruction is head back to Palin. I think that's fine. I think that sentence is fine. He fails his wisdom saving throw on account of rolling with disadvantage because he is pissed. Looks back and goes, Palin? Why would I go to Palin? Well, I guess I'm going to Palin. He begins walking down the road away from the rest of them. The other dwarves go, what the? Are you casting hexes? What? That's not fair. Wait, hang on. We're not going back to Palin. We're going back to Balmir. One of them rushes down the road, tries to pull his friend back. No. Why are you going to Palin, mate? There's nothing in Palin there. They only got piss poor alcohol and terrible wenches.
I think you might all be a little bit inebriated. And a serious case of mistaken identity. I have always had my wings. Krasus is definitely not the dark elf that you say he is, and as for the others, I think you're sorely mistaken. There must surely be an explanation for all this.
Prove it.
Why are you covered in glitter?
Really good party. Prove it. Prove you not just painted your skin. Come down and let's try and wipe it off. As they look at Krasus. You watch as one of them gets out a handkerchief, licks it, and then holds it up.
You know what? I would feel more comfortable if you came up here.
Oh, the cart.
It's a bit high, mate. It's a bit high up there. We're supposed to climb up, are we? Is there a ladder?
I could. No. Never.
You can carry us. I heard you say it. All right, you can carry me up then.
Oh,
I warn you. I get motion sick.
He's pretty small. I could try.
No, fine. I'll jump off. It's okay. I find I have +3 dex actually, so I'm pretty lithe.
Oh, yeah,
sort of fine. I don't want to use another teleport. So I'm gonna sort of mantle my way down and present it with my skin to rub off.
Hold that like an arm or something.
Yep.
Yeah. He grabs your arm quite gently, actually, surprisingly. Uses the hanky and then rubs vigorously and watches as the starlight beneath your skin doesn't move. One of the other dwarves leans over and goes, "Are you not rubbing hard enough?" He goes, No, I am rubbing hard enough. Fuck off. Hang on. They look like they're glowing a bit to you. They do look like they're glowing a bit.
I'm an Astral.
Do you know of paint that glows? Wait. Hang on, you're not Steve.
That was evident from the get-go.
They turn back to you, Harry. Why are you traveling with this guy? He's not Steve. You're an idiot if you think he's Steve. They turn back to you, Barry. Are you confused?
Well, I'm an even Barry. Is Barry even a Harrington?
A Harrington? What's a Harrington? Barry's a Harengon.
Oh yeah, true.
He's not one of my
Your
family
last
then.
name is Harrington.
He's not one of my litter.
Wasted on your own petard.
He's not one of my litter. I don't know, Harry.
You sure?
No. They're talking about Barry. Barry is your.
We know you don't know Harry. You're Barry. Who's this Harry? Yeah, the story falls apart immediately. Well, are you going to pay us our gold? You owe us 30 gold. Are you going to pay it back now, or what's going to happen? Are we going to have to take you back with us to Balmir?
For a moment, Harry thinks his name is Barry.
From a past life.
Convinced.
No, I'm not. You'll have to prove Barry, and you wouldn't be able to take me anyway.
They sort of give you a look. You're just a wee little bunny.
You're just a wee little dwarf.
He
Shouldn't
punches you in the face.
More worried about...
Sorry, Barry, does a 19 hit you?
Oh, it probably does.
Yeah, it probably does.
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow that to happen, so I'm going to chronal shift that.
Okay.
It's just a punch. You might need to save your chronal shifts for what's happening.
Harry?
Yeah.
He said he chrono shifts it. He said he chrono shifts it. So I need to re-roll that. Do I not?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's have fun.
I have to re-roll it. Do I have to take the second roll regardless of what it is? I think I do.
Wait, is it that 20?
We'll find out.
The target must use the result of the second roll.
Must use the result of the second roll. It's a natural 20. You go to reverse this guy in time, and it just something about it actually speeds up the momentum, Krasus. It's something like the way he kind of fumbles and falls. It just adds momentum, and then as you try and rewind it, Barry's face just ends up in the wrong place at the wrong time. This dwarf just decks you in the schnoz, Harry. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage, It could be worse. And you are sent tumbling head over heels, rolling across the grass as you sort of lie there a bit dazed. The other dwarf who sort of sees his mate does this puts down and goes, "What the? You didn't need to punch him. Fucking hell, mate. That's Barry. He's our mate." And like pulls his arms down and goes, "You're an angry drunk. Do you know that?" "I'm not drunk." "You're an angry drunk. Hey, look at me. Look at me. What would your mum say if she could see you right now?" "Fuck off. She wouldn't say anything." "What would your mum say? She'd tell me that I have let my family down by not looking after my cuz." "You don't just punch a rabbit, mate." "I'll go apologise." "Yeah, go apologise. Pick him up, give him a pat, give him a little kiss on the head, alright?"
Give him a potion of healing.
The dwarf wanders over, helps you up.
Did you say I get hit into the bushes, or did I just get hit?
Just knocked over the side of the path, rolling onto the grass.
Okay. So I can't like get up and stealth around him.
Oh, yeah, look, you can roll me a stealth check, absolutely. While they have this little conversation. Yeah. 14. It's surprisingly not amazing. But enough to fool four drunk dwarves. As the one goes to the bush,
well, three. One's walking off.
One's walking off to no. The one who is walking off towards Palin is currently being restrained by one of the other dwarfs. The two who are left over are currently talking to you guys. As the one who punched you, Harry, goes into the bushes to try and find you. He's the one who's wearing nothing but a kilt and a bra made of like streamers that he's fashioned around himself. As he tries to like help you up, he looks down and goes, "Wait, the bunny's gone." "Oh, mate, I punched the bunny so hard he vanished." "Oh no, how am I gonna sleep at night knowing what I did to that poor wee little bunny? I vaporized him with my powerful fists. I warned you this would happen." The other dwarf goes, I don't think you punched him out of existence, mate. Like you're just drunk. He's here somewhere." And I begin to try and like look around to see you, Harry.
Harry would like to reappear with a sheathed knife.
Yep.
Pressuring the dwarf back. So the dwarf doesn't know it's sheathed. "Yeah, I think you should calm down, mate."
And you hold the knife up against him, sheathed.
Yeah, like it's against his back.
Ooh,
he freezes. He goes, "I didn't know the party was getting that much fun. Hey, we're gonna have a little tussle." No?
Okay, I'm down for a tussle.
Is that not what we're doing?
Harry, what are you doing? First it was Ark, and now it's now these dwarves.
Harry woke up today and chose violence.
Excuse me, Harry.
Secret, he's always chosen violence.
I'm having a bad hair day. I just need to get out.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Matt.
The dwarf turns around, looks, and goes, "Oh, I'd rather not use weapons. I don't want to cut you or be cut. I thought we were having a little bit of fisticuff. Marquis de Santier rules. Is that not what we're doing?"
No, you punched me when I wasn't ready for anything.
I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I get aggressive and my anger takes control of me. I'm working on that. I'm really sorry.
Okay, Harry puts away the knife and hops back to the others.
He gives you a hug and then kisses you on the forehead, Harry. if you let him.
Yeah. Harry pats the back of his head and says, "It's okay. It's okay."
You know, little bunny. You're all right. You know, some people don't like rabbits. They say that they make trouble. They eat their crops. But you know what? You're all right, mate. You're all right.
Oh, God. Yeah. And my name's Harry, not Barry.
You sure? You look a lot like Barry.
Are you saying we all look the same?
There's a freeze. The other dwarf, the younger dwarf, turns, looks at him, and goes, "Kinda sounds like you are, mate." The dwarf who punched you goes bright red, wanders back over to the lamp and goes, "I want to go home now. I'm done. This party sucks. I fucked up. Can we go home?" The dwarf who's currently walking to Palin and being dragged back by his friend, the maid who's holding him back goes, Can you cancel this fucking stupid spell? Can we just... Okay, you're clearly not the people we thought you were. Can you stop this? How do you stop this?"
I'll drop it.
Can you drop it? It's not a concentration, is it?
Oh, then Oh, it is up to 8 hours.
Oh,
is it but it's not concentration, is it?
Yeah, it is concentration.
Oh, it is concentration. Okay, yeah. So you drop it.
There you go.
really? Oh, wow.
Nice. As you drop it, the dwarf sort of shakes his head and goes, Oh, I wanted to go to Palin. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, that's left a bad taste in my mouth. All right, lads, are we taking this party elsewhere? Where do we want to go next? As they all begin wandering back over to the lamp.
I was going to say, that lamp, is that how you got here? What is that?
It's a traveling lamp. So all you have to do, right, it's real simple. You just press this button and they vanish.
I wanted to steal the lamp.
Oh man, that sucks.
Wow.
It is what it is.
Oh man.
God
This is
damn.
how easy go.
My favorite part being they did not pre-program a destination.
I just ended up in the middle of nowhere.
That's
know
how
where
they
they
ended
ended
up
up.
here, probably.
That's great.
I also didn't charge it. Like, when they arrived, they're just like, oh, you didn't charge the lamp? I'm surprised it went.
I'm now amazed, though, at the possibility that this is something that exists. So I want to get my hands on one.
A traveling lamp? Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool.
Homebrew magic item. You roll a D100, and every time you use it within a certain time period, it has a chance of sending you to random locations.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it's like a very unreliable teleportation circle.
Amazing. It's like Jumper, except
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right. Behind where they were, like where they were just standing now, is just this small pile of glitter and a shoe that one of them had dropped, and a few empty bottles slowly rolling off the side of the road.
Wow. Well, that was interesting. Harry, you okay there? Got you pretty hard in the nose there.
You see Harry's nose is like a rabbit kind of wiggle, like the whole like up down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine.
Oh. It seems like you're having a bit of a rough day, Harry. You all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. It's fine.
Inside check.
Harry just punches the ground.
While you're doing that,
Inside check.
you make an inside check. Ember sort of looks back and goes, "Do you reckon I needed to fight them for one of the Grove challenges? They didn't look like druids, but like they did just appear on the side of a road, and we made eye contact, and they started a fight with us. Do you reckon should we have fought them?"
I don't think so, Ember. I think they were just a little bit misplaced.
I want to have a night like that. That sounds like fun.
Nice.
9.
I like this one about
Harry
being
seems
misplaced.
a little bit frustrated, but nothing too serious. Nothing to be too worried about.
Well, I'm sure you'll feel better in the what time is it? Yeah, in the morning.
Yeah. Bedtime. I'll feel better around bedtime.
Yeah, chill up. You'll be fine. It's been a big day, hasn't it? Killed some cultists. Went to a different dimension. It's all good.
That was actually a simulation, not a dimension.
Oh. Yeah. Now, do you want to say something?
Oh, I was just wondering if we were going to talk about that at some point.
Yeah.
Because that happened, and we've been wondering about it, and
I have been wondering about it as well. Yes. That was interesting. How did people feel about that? That was odd. That was rather strange. Not that I thought that we had gone back in time the first time around and was experiencing the experiences that we did through the eyes of these individuals. But now it seems as though it may not be necessarily true. But I'm confused though. Did we really live through that? Was that real? I don't understand.
Well, I mean, if we lived through it, are we even awake now? I mean, what's to say it's not a dream within a dream?
What?
Harry starts sobbing. my giant dreamed that it was in a dream when it was awake during the day outside.
was your stone giant too.
Oh yeah!
It's so much worse. It's so much. Is this the dreaming?
Before we stepped outside of what was designated, and that shut down the whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, if you can't really prove a negative, but if we were to act outside of our personalities, I suppose that would do the same thing again if it wasn't a real thing.
This is what we were supposed to do, because this happened to us before.
What is our opinions on the archivist? He was an interesting fellow. How we feel about? He had some pretty interesting proposals, didn't he?
Before anyone states any opinions, if he is listening, he might be able to go back through our experiences and know exactly what we're saying. So, just warning.
I had forgotten. Sorry, if you're listening.
I mean, in the same way that he go through Quartzy Guy's memories, if he could.
I'm confused.
Assuming that also wasn't a dream.
I want to talk about it, but I feel as though I can't.
Yes, we also can't write about it either, because he'd be able to, see what we'd written.
I mean, if he can see everything that we can possibly say, all right. I mean, is there any point in not talking?
It's about what we do, I think.
Maybe we should not mention it until we find someone who might know more information, like Lockie, or potentially the giant princess whose name escapes me at this point.
Been married, but
that's
that
the one.
Also has me concerned. I mean, say he is keeping tabs on us, and he did say specifically to that he was scared of Sonato, and he was concerned about Lockie. I mean, because of these things, we just quite frankly don't know how much power he has over us right now. I mean, what's to say he just told them, no more brains.
But then again, a deviation, like, we're in the Tempest Guild. We can't simply just go to the north and find out wherever it is that he was saying we can go without someone raising some eyebrows. I'm sure they're going to ask us why. I don't want to lie to the Tempest Guild. This is our first quest. I don't want to get kicked out. Are you kidding?
No, we'd be fine.
It would be funny to see the effect it would have on you, though, Niles.
Oh, yes, very funny. I would be devastated.
We can't get kicked out. Maybe there are other ways to find information.
Other giants, perhaps. I mean, it seems to be pretty widespread tech. Yeah. I mean, he said specifically be wary of Lockie and Sinmari. He didn't say be wary about other giants.
What is interesting, though, is now you didn't mention before when you were filling us in about that Vice fellow. He knows. He must have been able to activate what we're experiencing through the artifact that he had.
Yeah.
So he knows more than he's letting on.
Yes.
But he didn't have the artifact in his hand. I mean, I looked very closely at both his hands, and there was no stones. Can the artifact be in his feet? Or is it like a hand exclusive?
Oh, maybe a different part of the body.
Who
says it has to be on the hand, huh? In any case, I think we still stick to the plan. We head back to Lespire. We go deal with these mechanical things, and we get to the sphere, and we turn it off.
I mean, that could be a big enough power source. We could have round 2 with the archivist, see if we can get more information.
Ooh. And the issue is, could we even stand up to the things that were in Lyra? You said that there was massive...
Yeah, absolutely not. There were straight up dragons down there.
Oh, no. Dragons? Oh.
Yes.
I mean, like,
giant
just
clockwork dragons.
Remember what I said before, this is our first mission, so we were only sent here realistically to gather information. If something like that undertaking, I feel like we should contact Mira immediately about that. I think we actually already done that? I think we might have. Yeah.
We haven't actually told Mira. what we're currently doing. I don't think Mira knows that we've dropped.
But I think we at least told her about the massive sphere to send help. So at least that's happened.
Yep.
Lyra holds up her ends of the stone. 25 words, anyone?
It would probably be pertinent to update Mira with what we've been doing for the last couple of hours. We can let them know that the cult's been dealt with, the villagers are safe in the lumber camp, and that we're heading back to the spire.
Have we mentioned the cult at all?
I think so.
Her?
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that the townsfolk had been captured by an unknown group.
Okay, cool. So we can basically say the unknown group was this cult, blah, blah, blah.
As you pull out the sending stones and begin chatting, probably, I'd still say like maybe 15 minutes away from the town gates, just along the main road, a shadow passes over you from above.
Uh-oh.
Quickly, rapidly. And as you look up and squint your eyes against the sun, you see a bright green shape, large bat-like wings, long serpentine body, snaking reptilian head fly over. And as it wheels around and begins coming down towards where you guys are standing, you see there is a figure riding on its back, cloak flapping in the breeze.
Who could this be?
I know who that is.
And as the figure lands on the grass, the dragon rears up. Quite large, almost about the size of larger than a horse, certainly, rears up on its hind legs for a moment, and then places these massive clawed feet deep into the earth. The figure riding on top of the dragon has a hood covering their head, the hood taking on the green scaly appearance of the dragon itself. And as they jump down, the edge of the cloak begins to bleed into these grass patterns as it moves across the surface of the ground. The figure throws back their hood, and you see long silvery hair tied back into a braid, a face slightly scarred, elven features. Hi there, you must be the Tempest Adventuring Guild. I'm Yervith. Pleased to meet you. And that...
Hold on, is that Matt and Niles both having that reaction?
Yes.
It's just the character.
Come on.
This is the best roleplay I've ever seen him do.
It's not roleplay, it's just...
I know
it's just Matt. And that is where we're going to wrap up for tonight. We will jump back in with that next week.
Amazing.
Oh, I could not resist. I was like... there were two opportunities I was thinking to bring Yervith in, and when you were bringing out the sending stones, I was like, oh, that's the perfect opportunity. That's awesome. Because it's been enough time that Yervith could have been contacted, and flying on Dragonback has had plenty of time to get to you guys. So that is where we'll leave things off for tonight. We'll jump back in next session to see how that all plays out. Thank you so much for joining us once again, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Thank you to Brune Brassax for summoning those lovely dwarves. The brief I was given, let me pull it open exactly. I hope it was a group of drunken dwarves, angry. They look like they've just come from a festival of some sort, party hats covered in confetti and glitter, wielding drinking horns and things from wherever they came from. Could be a mistake. It could be a case of mistaken identity.
Oh, I love that.
So I was like,
That's
fantastic.
Awesome.
So thank you, Brune.
It wasn't just a fighting encounter as well, so props to you.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It wasn't like he just took. Yeah, it wasn't like just a classic fighting encounter. It was good.
It could have escalated into conflict, but you guys very quickly wanted to sort of de-escalate from what I was saying. Well, some of you. Some of you did. Some of you did.
There's rage behind those eyes.
He really held a sheathed knife to his back.
That's true.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. I've dropped it. I've lost it somewhere. Oh, that's awkward.
Oh no, I stepped on
it. Thank you so much again, everybody. It's been lovely having you all join us. We will see you all again next week. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and have a lovely evening. Twitch people, stick around. We're going to go raid a channel. But for everybody else, have a lovely evening. We'll see you again next time. Goodbye.
See everyone.
Bye. See you guys.
Thank you.